on the board. Mark hops on one foot. Mark hops on one foot. I want you to pick out, there's two nouns in this sentence. I want you to pick out the two nouns. Will you write them down on your paper? Just write the two nouns on your paper. Remember, a noun is a person, a place, or a thing. Two words in that sentence are nouns. Okay? No. If you mark this as one of your nouns, put your hands on your head. Okay, good. If you mark this as the other noun, put your hands on your shoulders. Okay, look. And I could tell by going around the room that everyone knew the two nouns in this sentence were mark and foot. Okay. Seems like we all know about nouns pretty well. Today, we're going to learn about a new type of word that's found in every sentence, and it's called a verb. Can you say that, please?
Verb.
One more time with your eyes up here, please.
Verb.
A verb, okay. A verb is an action word. What's a verb?
Action word.
Right. A verb describes some sort of action that someone or something is doing. Okay? What's Mrs. Jones doing? Now,
Clapping.
clapping. Clapping is an action word because I was doing it. Okay? What's Mrs. Jones doing?
Scratching.
Scratching. Scratching is an action word. It's a verb because I was scratching. Okay? Now,
Walking.
walking. Is walking, if you think that walking is an action word or a verb, will you touch your toes? Okay, good. Everyone's touching their toes because walking is an action word and it is also a verb. I want you to look at this sentence up on the board. Mark hops on one foot. Will you write the verb in this sentence on your paper? Okay. Write the verb on your paper. Will you come up and circle the verb on this? And I want everyone else to watch. Check your own paper to see if you circled or you wrote down the same word that Kent's going to circle up there. Okay. Thumbs up if you circled or if you wrote that word down. Nice job. Hops is the verb in the sentence. Okay. What's the definition of a verb? Okay. What's a verb? Everyone think for a minute. What's a verb? When I clap my hands, I want everyone to answer.
Action word.
Right, a verb is an action word. Right now I want you to take a minute and think of one action word to tell to a partner. Okay? Not yet, you're still thinking. Okay? And then they'll tell you one back. Okay? Go ahead. One action word. Sandwich? An actual, what would be the one word? Right. Juggling. Oh. Okay. What were some of your action words?
Walking.
That was good. Screaming. Okay. I heard some really good verbs. I heard juggling, I heard talking, I heard walking, I heard hopping, riding, I heard making. Okay. Someone, this is kind of tricky. Listen to this. Making a bed. Making a bed. Is that a verb? Making a bed. Think carefully. Making a bed. Is that whole thing a verb? Okay. Diana, you're shaking your head no. Okay. Matt, do you think it's a verb?
Half of it is.
Half it. What part of it is a verb?
Making.
Just making, right. Making a bed. Bed is a noun, right? Okay, so just making, that is the verb. Okay, so we have to be careful. We're only picking out one word. I'll write a sentence on the board, and I want you to write the verb on your paper. Sally skips home. Will you write the verb on your paper, please? Jeff's going to go up and circle it, and then you can check your paper. Okay, I want you to give yourself a little hand if you got the right answer. Okay, you picked the right verb out in the sentence, Sally skips home. Try one more. Jerry drops the ball. You're looking for the verb in that sentence. Jerry drops the ball. Remember that a verb is an action word. Matt's going to go up and circle the verb. Will you please check your paper with what he does up on the board? Okay, stand up if you... Okay, look at everyone in the class stood up. Nice job. Okay, good. Let's review real quickly what we've learned today. First of all, who can tell me what we've learned? You listen and see if you can add anything to what Matt's going to tell us.
A verb is an action word.
Good. He told us that a verb is an action word. What's a verb?
An action word.
Good. Okay. April, can you add something different to that? Everyone else listen to see if she's leaving anything out.
An action word is something like juggling or building or making or something like that.
Good. Okay. She gave us some examples of some action words. Diana.
A noun is a person, place, or thing.
Okay. We did talk about that a noun was a person, place, or thing. We have learned that before, but we just reviewed that today, didn't we? Okay. Good. So today that you've learned that a verb is cut it off. I'm sorry.
Would always get up and try again and again and wouldn't let anybody help her. She went on so many outings that she even taught herself how to skate backwards. Janet would beg her parents to ice skate. It goes like this. I want to skate, I want to skate. Her parents had enough money to give her the lessons she wanted. Janet started lessons right away. At age 3, she passed everybody in her class. At age 3 and a half, she passed a class of teenagers. When she was 4, she was ready for a private teacher. Janet's private teacher is Slavka Kalha. When Janet was 14, she was ready for her first competition in the United States Olympic skating team. Janet liked other things like swimming, horseback riding, and gymnastics. She liked to be in as many church activities as possible. Janet liked ice skating a lot, but she also liked roller skating. Once Janet had a date, they went to a dance. Everybody said hi. Janet barely managed to smile. She had to find a way to tell her date that she could only stay 15 minutes because she had to get a full night's sleep. But Janet never worried that much about boys.
When Dorothy Hell was 8 years old, she got a gift for Christmas. That same morning, she went out to play on the ice pond and skate. She laughed at her mistake. Finally, she was skating around the pond with the other girls. Dorothy asked if she could take lessons with a friend. Every day, Dorothy went to the pond except on Wednesday. She went to the rink. After years of practicing, she competed and won many national skating competitions.
Okay, everybody's book should be open to page 78. We're going to start today. But before we get started, I need everyone to think about the definition of a verb for me. We've been working on this. A definition of a verb. Would you take this time to think, please? Should see everybody thinking. Okay, who wants to volunteer? Ricky?
A bird is a cheetah is a fast-moving animal.
Okay, you gave me an example of a verb. I need the definition. Heather?
A bird is an action.
Okay, if you agree with Heather, would you smile at me? I want to see everybody smile. Okay. Now, let's open our books to page 78, and we're going to talk a little bit more about verbs today. You use the verb to name an action, and Ricky gave us an example of that. You also use a verb to tell when the action is happening. Now let me go over that again, because in just a minute I'm going to check to see if you know 2 times to use a verb. You use a verb to tell, to name an action, and you also use a verb to tell when the action is happening. You talk with your neighbor and tell them the 2 times when you use a verb. Okay, you talk to Jenny, and it's right up in the top of your book. You need to look. You talk to Michelle. Okay. Let me have Kevin. Do you remember when you use a verb? To name an action, and Jason. To tell when the verb is happening. Okay. Let's look at our next definition we have to learn today in the blue. And we're going to continue learning about verbs, and we're going to add present tense of a verb, names an action that happens now. Okay, so look at the blue definition there, because that means it's important. You want to read along with me? The present tense of a verb names an action that happens now. I put 2 sentences up here on the board. And first I need someone to identify the verbs for me. Michelle?
Run.
Okay, do you want to come up and put it?
I don't mind.
Please. Eric, do you want to identify the other verb?
Drive.
Okay, do you want to come? You better think about what you just said. Okay, read it. Eric, read it to me.
Driver's seat.
Okay, which word there shows action? Okay, do you want to use the eraser?
Oh, I thought
Okay, that's much better. Okay. This shows me that Eric and Michelle know about verbs, that they can identify verbs in sentences. Okay, now both these sentences here describe the picture on page 79. Okay? Both of them describe the picture there. The verb run and sing names the action that is happening right now. These 2 things are taking place in that picture right now. Okay? Now, that makes it present tense. If it was happening yesterday, or if it's going to happen next week, then it would be a different form of these verbs. Now, what I'd like you to do with your partner is read the 3 sentences in the box. And 2 of those are happening in the present tense, and 1 of them is not. And you try to find the one with your partner that is not happening in the present tense. Okay? With your partner. And I'll listen in. Your partner. No, no. You and Sarah decide together. Okay. One of them is not.
We did it. The horses race. Down the road.
Okay, let me have your attention again.
Keith, it was the horses race down the road.
Okay, Jimmy and Ricky, would you read one of you read the first one and tell me if it's present tense or not present tense?
A dog chases the sled.
Is that present? Right, it's right. That is the correct verb. Is it present tense or not present tense? Is it happening right now? Yes. Okay. Let's do another one. Who wants to volunteer over here? You want to, Ed? Okay.
The children laugh.
Is that present tense or not present tense? When are the children laughing? Okay. Let's try the last one. Linda?
The horse raced down the road. It is.
Is it present tense or not present tense? It's not present tense. Okay, how many of you agree in your little groups with Linda and Ricky and Ed? How many of you agreed in your group? Okay. Okay. Let's go ahead and I'm going to ask you some sentences. And I'm going to check all of you now. And if it's present tense, you're going to use 1 finger. And if it's not present tense, 2 fingers. Okay? 1 finger, 2 fingers. Now you have to listen very carefully. Jimmy? Okay. I own a watch. 1 finger or 2 fingers? Okay, I'm checking. Okay. So the verb in that sentence is?
Present tense.
It's the present tense, right. And the verb is, though, I need the verb. Okay? I own a watch. Okay, Michelle? Own. That shows action and it's present tense. Okay, the second sentence, Scott climbed the tree. Scott climbed the tree. Now, first you need to think, and then I need to see 1 finger or 2 fingers. Scott climbed the tree. Okay, 2 fingers because that is not present tense. What is the verb in Scott climbed the tree? Jason? Climb. Okay. Right, it has an ending on it. Okay. Okay, 1 more. My friend lives next door. My friend lives next door. 1 finger or 2 fingers? My friend lives next door. Okay, 1 finger. Okay. Maybe. Just let's not worry. Okay, Heather has a question.
No.
Heather would like to tell us the verb. And Heather? Lives. Correct. Okay. Okay, boys and girls, just from that little test, it shows me that you're understanding verbs for sure, and you can tell the difference between the present tense and not present tense. But I'm going to have you practice just a little bit more on page 79. There are 4 sentences there, and I want you to do 2 of them in your groups. You do 2, and then let your partner do 2. And you decide if they're not present or if they are present. And I'm going to listen in.
My father talks about their stories. Talks and gives. This What's the word? My father talks about their stories. It's not about talk so very serious right now.
Where's the verb? Is it present or not present? No, it's present. No, it's going on right now.
Many people have sleds. Many people have, and your family do that.
Okay, boys and girls, let's go ahead and I'm going to read the sentences. That's your clue to. Okay. I'm going to read the sentences to you, and let's use our same signal of one finger if it's present tense and two fingers if it's not present tense. Okay? My family visited Lapland last year. Okay, not present tense. Let's go on to the second one. My father talks about the winter storms. Okay. Very good. So far we've had one not present and one present tense. Let's try number 3. The ground freezes quickly. Ground freezes quickly. Okay. Everybody has one finger. Okay, let's try the last one. Many people have sleds. Many people have sleds. Okay, that one's kind of a tricky one. Okay, it is in present tense. But what's the verb in that sentence? Can you think about what the verb is? Melissa? Have. Okay, that made that one a little bit more difficult to understand. Okay. Before we do our worksheets on the present tense of the verbs, I want you to go over with me about the definition of a present tense verb. Okay? Let's look at the blue writing one more time in our book. And why don't you read it out loud with me so we make sure we have that memorized. The present tense of a verb means an action that happens now. Okay, that's the whole clue right there. We know it's an action word, but it has to happen now. It has to be taking place right now. Any questions before we get started? Eric?
Are we going to watch that?
Okay, I'm talking about questions about English right now, okay? Any other questions about verbs in the present tense? Okay, well, let's get started on our worksheets. Thank you, Mrs. Linton.
What you want to do? You can do your
What's
whole
that on the
backyard.
net? Now you're filming,
That's
Pat.
just pretty.
Yeah.
I don't want to get in.
I don't either, Pat, so
There's
just
Jenny.
moving on.
Ta-da!
There's Ed. John. This is the Jones backyard in Hillsboro, Oregon. April 17th, I think.
18.
18th, 1987.
Let me get up.
This is the Jones deck. We just had carpet put in. The swing set.
Yeah, the kids aren't out here.
Really? Shed.
You can go and zoom in and get these flowers on the trees and stuff. You know, on your apple tree behind you there. Are you zooming in on a bud?
I'm going away now.
Oh, are you?
This is the apple tree with the DeCarlo's house in the background.
You can probably go around the front or go inside.
Uh-huh, it's a good idea. And our deck in a state of disarray. Here is the west side of our house, the wood storage area and otherwise junky area. And There's one of our lawn chairs. One of the screws on the lawn chair. Am I on?
Let's see. Yeah, it's flashing.
Okay, there's the red barn in the back. And our fence in the foreground. The trees in the background there. And here's the rabbit.
No, I mean his rabbits. I'm sorry.
Here's some of the rest of the neighborhood.
You guys take a picture of you with the window.
Yeah.
Shyak's house. There's Ginny again.
Pat.
Ta-da!
Yeah. Ed? How you doing there? There's our garage. The new basketball backboard.
Going to the
The
kids'
front of our
room.
house.
Oh.
Yeah.
You can walk over to the right, keep moving,
Yeah,
But to the
okay.
left, I mean.
Oh,
Down the sidewalk.
I should just back up here from the yard maybe. Whoa. No, front yard. Rosenberger's house. There's Ginny.
I'll take that toy away from you if you don't behave
There's
and use
the
it in the right
Schomerix
way.
Pinto.
There's your mailbox.
And the Berrien's house in the background. Oh yeah, there's the mailbox.
Glenda will love this.
And Scotty's trike, I believe.
And a
Light
no,
turns
is
on,
it?
I think. Maybe. Or you think that means it's low though, huh? Anyway, here's a cupcake wrapper.
Someone steal something.
yeah, you
Really?
have on
Should.
tape,
Yeah,
Here's
we're
the
on tape.
garage.
unless they steal the tape. What's that thing hanging? Oh, a duck in the rafters there.
Lots of good junk. We are going into the front door of the Jones house. There's Shelby and Scotty Jones. Scott's 4 years old. And Shelby's 1 year old.
No. Do me again, Dad.
Okay, Scotty, are you ready for Easter to come? Scotty? No. No. Okay. There's the kitchen. The dining room. Dining room table there. The living room. Piano. The family room. Bookcase with stereo in it. TV. Hey Shelby, how you doing? Hi Scooter.
I'm bloody.
Down the hallway. You're welcome to stay. I don't know. It's kind of nice. Here's Bradley and Scotty's room.
I'm bloody.
Scotty. Oh, Kevin. Kelsey girl.
Well,
Christy. And Big Brad.
my turn.
I'm looking the light better.
Here's Kelsey and Shelby's room.
Right here?
Nice wallpapering job that Glenda did. You may have noticed the wallpapering in Scotty and Bradley's room also.
Why don't you put a little water on it? That's
And here's the quilt that Glenda made. Yeah, we're in your room, aren't we, Shelby? Yellow bathroom. The master bedroom. The door's off because the carpet's too high. Kelsey and Scotty. Handprints of Scotty, Kelsey, and Bradley.